This is Ron Kelleher with the Inspired Leadership Podcast, episode number 541. Today's episode is entitled, Avoiding 3 Common Mistakes Leaders Make When God Says No.
Hello, and welcome to Inspired Leadership, the podcast for Christian leaders in the marketplace who want to be the best leaders they can be. And now your host, Ron Kelleher.
In the journey of leadership, it is vital for leaders to draw lessons from the timeless wisdom found in Scripture. Acts 27, verses 9 to 13, presents a compelling account of a centurion who made 3 critical mistakes by disregarding God's guidance. This narrative offers valuable insights for leaders today, reminding us of the importance of trusting in God's perfect plan, even when it contradicts the advice of experts, the opinions of others, or the circumstances around us. In the previous chapters of Acts, Paul was arrested for preaching the gospel and put on trial before Felix, the governor, and then King Agrippa. When Paul appealed to Caesar, Agrippa placed Paul in the custody of a Roman centurion for the journey to Rome. After several days of sailing, they encountered a storm, and Paul warned the centurion not to proceed. He warned the centurion the ship and all the cargo would be lost. At this point, the centurion made 3 mistakes that are common among leaders today. Mistake number 1, listening to the expert, leaders, and the temptation of human wisdom. The centurion faced a pivotal decision when he chose to listen to the ship's captain, an expert in navigating the sea. However, in his pursuit of their destination, he overlooked the significance of God's intervention. This mistake echoes the temptation leaders often face in relying solely on human wisdom and expertise when making decisions. While such expertise is valuable, leaders must remember that true wisdom comes from God. Therefore, seeking divine guidance and discerning His voice is essential, even when it goes against the prevailing expert opinions. Mistake number 2, listening to the crowd, leaders, and the pressure of popular opinion. The centurion allowed the crew's opinions to sway his judgment. Despite clear warnings from God, he succumbed to the pressure of popular opinion. This mistake is pertinent for leaders today as the weight of public sentiment and the desire for acceptance can influence decision-making. Leaders must resist the temptation to prioritize popular opinion over obedience to God's leading. Instead, it's crucial to seek God's guidance and make decisions aligned with His principles, even when they may be unpopular or require going against the crowd. And mistake number 3, deciding based on circumstances, leaders and the danger of external factors. The centurion's final error was basing his decision on the seemingly favorable circumstances of fair winds and calm seas. In doing so, he overlooked God's authority and sovereignty. Leaders today face a similar challenge of making decisions based solely on external factors, such as financial gain, short-term benefits, or convenience. However, true leadership requires seeking God's will beyond the surface-level indicators. Accordingly, leaders must diligently seek His wisdom, consult Scripture, and rely on prayer to discern His plans, even if they seem contrary to the immediate circumstances. Well, in conclusion, the account of the centurion in Acts chapter 27, verses 9 to 13, holds profound lessons for leaders in the present day. It reminds us of the perils that can befall leaders who disregard God's guidance and succumb to the allure of human wisdom, popular opinion, or circumstantial evidence. Leaders must remember that their ultimate authority lies in God and His perfect plans. By seeking His guidance, leaders can make decisions that align with His will, even when it means going against expert advice, resisting popular opinion, or going beyond surface-level circumstances. As leaders navigate the complexities of their roles, may they humbly embrace the lessons of the centurion's mistakes. Let us prioritize seeking God's will above all else, trusting His no as much as His yes. In doing so, leaders can lead with integrity, discernment, and confidence while inspiring others to do the same. Well, that's it for this week, and as always, questions and comments are welcome. Which of these 3 mistakes do you think is most common, and which is most dangerous? I'd love it if you'd come over to the website at ronkelleher.com/episode 541 and leave me a question or a comment. And as always, before we go, I'd like to ask you to do me a quick favor, and that is to hop on over to whatever podcast service you're listening this on. Leave a ranking for the show and a comment if you wish. It really does help us get the show into the hands of more and more people. So I thank you in advance for that and pray that God would help us all to be the powerful and the inspired leaders He intends us to be. That's it for this episode of Inspired Leadership. You'll find a complete transcript of this episode on my website at www.ronkelleher.com. My prayer now is that you'll go out and be the powerful, inspired leader that God intends us to be.
Thanks for listening to the Inspired Leadership Podcast at www.ronkelleher.com.